I should brush my teeth. And probably take a shower. But the lighting is so good right now. Hi everybody, welcome back to Niall's Book Thing, where I'm Niall, and I do the book thing. Now, the reading rush starts on July 20th. And I'm currently reading a book. And that book is House of Leaves. Now, House of Leaves is not on my reading rush TBR. So I had the wonderful idea to see if I could read House of Leaves all before the reading rush happens. I know. Sounds great.
Sounds great with it, yeah.
Sounds great with this thick-ass confusing book, huh? Yeah. Today is July 15th, which means that I have 5 days before the reading rush starts to finish this book. And I've already started reading it. I'm on like page 40. I'm on page 44. There's 707 pages, but I'm not sure if I have to read all of them because some of them are like indexes and stuff. It's not all important, but then at the same time, the book is very confusing, and I feel like there can be important information like basically anywhere. So yeah, okay, wait. So 707 minus 44. So I have 663 pages to read in 5 days. Let me do some calculations on that. 663 divided by 5 is 132.6. So that means that I have to read around 133 pages per day to finish the book. Which, I mean, like, for a regular book, that probably wouldn't even be that bad. But for House of Leaves, I don't know how that's gonna work out. Have fun coming along this 5-day journey with me. Now I should brush my teeth and take a shower. Hi, I'm in my room now. Do you like my posters? I usually film in my sister's room because it's much cleaner. Yeah. Funny story. It's now 4:30 p.m. and I recorded those first clips at 10:30ish. So I've brushed my teeth and I've taken a shower, and then after that I just kind of did nothing, so I haven't read yet. So I'm gonna do that now. Tell me why there was just a list of names in one of the footnotes that went on for like 2 pages. And it was literally like no even information. It was just a list of names that had no relevancy to anything. What the hell? Reading update, it's like 9:30 and I've read like less than 30 pages. But also, I don't know if you can hear it, but there be a storm right now, a pretty heavy storm. So it's very good atmosphere for this read, cause like spooky book. But there's also a tornado warning, so like I might die. I need to put my hair up. now 1:42 in the morning. I feel deceased. I've read 133 pages. It took way longer than it should have. I suppose I will see you in the morning. It is June 16th, 12:02 p.m. I wanted to get my reading done earlier today, but there's another storm and there's also another tornado warning, so we dying, boys. So I'm on page 116, and you might be thinking, hey Niall, 116 minus 132 does not equal 44. Bro, you literally took calculus. What are you doing? Wait, I just said that so wrong. Anyway, you might be thinking, 44 plus 132 does not equal 116. But what you don't know is that I literally had to go to the back of the book to read a bunch of letters. And that was, like, many pages. Like, it accounted for, like, 60-ish pages. Yeah, I didn't have to read that far in the main story because I was reading a frick ton of letters at the back of the book that, like, partially had stuff to do with the story, but not exactly. It was just, like, backstory. So, like, yeah, that's where I am. There's so many useless footnotes. Why? They're just lists of things that have no pertinence to the story. They're just there to take up your time. I just skimmed through them, so it's not really that bad, but it's, like, annoying just to have them there. Like, these footnotes are so disgustingly long and horrid, and there's, like, appendices in the back of the book and, like, different things in the back of the book that the footnotes will reference you to. So then, like, the letters that I talked about earlier and stuff, those were, like, part of a footnote, which, like, the letters kind of made sense, but, like, there's other things in the appendices that I have no clue what to make of them, and there's, like, parts that I know that are written by, like, characters in the book, but I don't know what kind of pertinence they have to the story. Like, the main story, I understand, is one thing, but then there's so much added extra stuff that I have no clue what to make of it, and it's like, there's also parts where footnotes will direct you to other footnotes, and some of those footnotes revert back on themselves, so it's like a loop, and it's like weird things, and like, if I know that I've already read a footnote or whatever I'm like directed to, I won't go back and read it again because I've read it already, but it's so weird. I guess it could represent, like, how in the story the house has so many moving parts and, like, doubles back on itself and stuff, and it's, like, compared to a labyrinth, so I guess the book is, like, sort of trying to make direct comparisons in structure to the labyrinthine house, but it's, like, I hate it. There was literally a whole footnote that was written completely backwards, and it was just another list of stuff that didn't even matter.
Honestly blew my mind into a million pieces, so I'm like trying to pick myself up, dust myself off, and get myself.
I may or may not be eating gummy worms and watching booktube, specifically Peru's Project, for the reasoning of trying to get me motivated to read more of House of Leaves, but also kind of procrastinating on reading House of Leaves. Lit. So, good news. I made it to a bunch of pages where there weren't even that many words on each page, so I was able to read them really quickly. So, I actually was able to get through more pages than I needed to today, which means I don't have to read as many pages as I need to tomorrow. I don't feel like keeping reading today. I also have to do some stuff for school, like a report, and school hasn't even started yet, but I still have to do a report. Yay. Fun times. Hi kids, I have showered. It's like 12:30, I need to start reading. Last night I finished most of the paper that I had to do for school that hasn't even started yet. Let's see how the day goes. I hope there's more short pages in House of Leaves so that I can fly through it today. And I'm dreading the long footnotes. Hi, I'm in my living room now. My mother is out of the house, so I can record in the living room. Fun. I have been reading a little bit faster today, and there was a good couple of short pages, so I only have to read about 60-ish more pages today to be on target. So as a little treat, I made myself a cup ramen. Chilling in the living room with the window open to get me some of that vitamin D. That's what comes from the sun, right? Whatever vitamin comes from the sun, that's what I'm getting. And then we also out here with my little doggy, Rover. Hi, baby. Oh, you're so cute. Okay, so I'm finished reading for the day. Cannot wait for me to finish. I might be able to finish tomorrow, actually, but I might be, like, overshooting or, I guess, underestimating how much there's left to read, because it's weird, because it tells you, like, skip to the back and, like, read some of the appendices, and, like, all of the, like, stuff that's in the back contributes to the page count. So in reading it, I'm also reading, like, the pages that I need to read, and the actual story of the book stops somewhere in the 500s, and then after that, it's just all of the extra stuff. So I might be able to finish tomorrow. I'm kind of hoping that I will, just so that I'll have a day in between finishing the book and the reading rush where I can edit this together and then get it out. I'm finishing a little bit later than I expected to, just because went out for a little bit today with my mom. We got some ice cream, which I failed to film, which I probably should have, but it is what it is. Now I'm gonna finish up the paper that I have to do for school, and then probably just hang out. If I don't film anything else tonight, I'll see you tomorrow. So, funny story. Today is the 19th. I failed to record or read anything yesterday, so now I have to finish the book today, which is interesting. I hope that it goes by faster than it has before. I'm just gonna get going on that. I also bought the new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, and I want to start playing it, but I kind of think I should probably read first. Okay, so between where I am now, which is page 384, and the end of the actual, like, story part of it, like, before all the appendices and all the weird stuff at the back, it's 144 more pages, which isn't that bad. But that's if I don't have to go back and read any more of the appendices stuff, which I'm kind of hoping that I don't. And if I do, I guess I'll just die. Hello, just checking in. So, it's later in the day. I read some of House of Leaves earlier. I know, like, 40 or 50 something pages. I have, like, less than 100 pages left in the main story, so hopefully there's no more going back to the appendices, because that'll make it longer, and I want to be able to finish it tonight. But it's the only reason I read so little earlier is because my mom wanted to go out, and we went out to eat, but, like, social distance with masks and everything. But we went out to eat, and then she was like, "Do you want to go Barnes & Noble?" And I was like, I mean... So went to Barnes & Noble, and I ended up picking up 2 books. So I guess we're doing a small haul. So the first book that I picked up was Bloom by Kevin Panetta and Savannah Ganusha. And it just seems really, it's gonna be like my first like graphic novel that's not like a manga. So yeah, very excited for it. It looks really cute, and very homosexual. Very cute. It's about a boy, two boys, falling in love and baking, and what else? What else do you need? And the other one is a manga, not a graphic novel. I mean, technically it's a graphic novel, but like manga more specifically, and it's another by Yukido Ayatsuji. I watched the anime for another a long time ago, and I loved it. And now I saw the manga, and I was like, oh, it's one very large volume of a manga. It was like $30, but it was fine because I love it. It's about a boy who moves to a small town in Japan, and there is a curse on the class that he's in, where I think it's every year, a student comes back from the dead. Like, one of the students is dead, but like the student doesn't know that they're dead. And as long as the dead student is still alive, then students in the classroom will start to die one by one, like every month. It's kind of like Final Destination, but like manga. I like it a lot. It's really interesting. Love the characters. I'm very excited to read the manga. It's like super thick though. It's like a really long boy. So yeah. But you know, we lit. So I'm gonna try to finish House of Leaves now. I'll see you later. I finished. I finished. Oh no, that's very ugly. Never mind. Yeah, I finished. I'm very happy. I don't want that. I don't want to be worried about reading anymore. Thank God. Tomorrow I will kind of do a little wrap up of the video. Give my thoughts. Oh, yep. Yep. See you then. Hello. It's time to talk about House of Leaves. Today is Monday, the 20th, first day of the reading rush, and I have successfully completed House of Leaves. I'm not sure where to start. House of Leaves follows a man who lives in Los Angeles in like the early 90s. And his friend brings him to like this old man's apartment who has recently died. And he finds a collection of papers for a story this man was writing. And the story the man was writing, it was like a film review sort of thing, like an in-depth analysis of a film, but the film never existed. The film's called The Davidson Record, and it's about a man and his wife and his two kids when they move into a house, and the house is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. The man in the 90s who finds the manuscript for it, he transcribes it, and then it's also telling his story along with the story of the manuscript. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Now, a lot of people love this book. A lot of people think that it's a great masterpiece, super smart and inventive, and like I'll give it that it's original and that the structure is inventive and stuff, but the story of it was alright. I enjoyed the story, but the structure? Sis, no, honey, girl, As I've said in the earlier parts of the vlog, there's so much, and like in other videos as well, there's so much, like, there's long ass footnotes. I talked about how there was lists that had nothing to do with the plot. It was just nonsensical. There was so much in here that was of no relevance to the story, and I don't know if it was just that I didn't get like the nuance of it or like whatever, but in all honesty, I literally don't care, because how the book was structured took me out of the story, and it just like every time there was like a huge footnote, it made me like audibly complain and groan. Like the reading experience was made so much less enjoyable because of how it was structured and because of how it was written. And I don't care if it's some metaphor. It just, no, it was, the structure and everything was not for me. Did not enjoy it. It would have been a better rating had it just been not structured the way it was. And like, I guess like not structuring it the way that it was structured wouldn't make it the same book that it is, and it's like why people love it so much. So I guess the book is just not for me. It's just not for me. I can understand why other people like it, why other people like love it so much. But I just really, I couldn't be bothered. No. Honestly, I'm just proud of myself for reading that many pages in such a short amount of time. Gives me hope for the reading rush, which is again today. Yeah. I hope that you enjoyed this little reading vlog. It's my first one, but I'm going to be recording another one right after this because of the reading rush, but, you know. So, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some sort of insight onto this book, even though my thoughts are completely incoherent and stupid. My Twitter and my Goodreads will be linked down in the description. I hope you all have a great day, a great afternoon, a great evening, a great night, a great whatever it is, wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye!